Well, as you can probably see from behind me, it is a beautiful day, and we've had several days now where the snow has begun to melt. It's up about 40 degrees, and you can see the roof behind me is melting. I do have an ice dam, which I told you in a previous video I had hoped to avoid, but I do, and it's leaking onto the porch. What I'm going to do in this week's video is I'm going to take you back to about 10 days ago when it was still snowing and cold, and we had a couple problems. We had, first of all, an issue with one of our outdoor water hydrants. It sprung a leak, and we're going to take you through the adventure of getting that fixed. And then I'm also going to show you up on the roof before it started to melt and some of the shoveling of the roof that I had to do. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, make sure you subscribe, give us a like, and send us a comment, and send the link to your friends and family. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I look forward to sending you another video, hopefully in about a week. So this morning I came out to find my building underneath my tool room full of water, and it appears that the siphon valve and the water outlet here by the building has a leak someplace in the pipe, and so the water is bubbling up from the pipe when we turn the water on to fill the water tank for the cattle. We've dug down a bit and so far haven't found anything, but now it's all full of water. So we are going to tomorrow get a mini excavator and get some help out here and dig down and see if we can find the source of the problem. We got the excavators here getting ready to dig up the line. It's cold this morning. It's about 9 degrees, or it was when I got up. It's a challenge, so I called in an expert because that tank behind the guy with the shovel has a concrete pad that it sits on. So it's a really tight space. So we'll see what we find. So they're clearing away the snow so they can pile the dirt that they excavate on the ground, not on a pile of snow. I've got the crew, the excavators, beginning to dig up the water pipe, and Matt, the former ranch manager, is out here helping. And according to Matt, the only water shutoff for the property is across the road from the property and right here where we've dug it up. And unfortunately we can't get the lid off the valve yet to shut the water off. So the idea is, while my crew is up at the building digging out the water line, we're going to get the water shut off so that there's no risk that we're going to hit and break a pressurized line and then have a real mess. The excavators have dug down about 5 to 6 feet. They've identified the line feeding this hydrant, and so now the next step is to identify where the leak is. Found the problem halfway up the pipe that goes from the main water line to the hydrant above ground is a leak about the size of a pencil hole. When we pressurized the pipe, it sprayed out pretty good. And so I sent the guys on lunch break. So I'm headed about 20 miles away to the nearest city to pick up a new hydrant and pipe to replace the one that's lost. So not real happy that this happened. Not real happy that we got a water leak, but I am so grateful that we were able to excavate it today when it's not snowy and cloudy. It is relatively cold. It's 30 degrees out, but it's sunny and it feels much more like 40 degrees. And so we'll get it fixed and get it operational before the next storms come in, and they're supposed to hit on Sundays. So I'm at the main shutoff across the road from the property, and I'm getting ready to turn the water back on, and we will test the new hydrant, see if there are any leaks that we didn't detect earlier. Hopefully not, and we'll be good to go. I do have Rebecca in the house with several faucets on so that as the system pressurizes, we don't blow out something in the house, and we equalize the pressure shortly, or slowly rather. There's the faucet with, or the shutoff in the on position. And if you listen real quietly, you may be able to hear the hiss of water flowing through the pipes. It wouldn't surprise me. Next summer,
Yeah.
when it's nicer, maybe we'll venture.
Yeah.
So this is what it looks like when we're done, and we should be back in business. There's the new hydrant. Everything's packed in. Next spring this will settle. We'll have to do some more grading, but for now it's just fine. And they are all loaded, ready to write me the bill and head out. So it's been a good day, a little bit expensive, but a good day just the same. So one of the things I hate most is heights. And so I'm standing on the ranch manager's cabin roof because the snow was so thick and so heavy that it was risking damaging the chimney. For the last hour I've been digging out this part of the roof. The snow was so high that it was covering the supports for the chimney, such that it was risking breaking these supports and causing the chimney to collapse onto the roof. So I've got it pretty well dug out. And most of the weight off the roof. The wind came from the east, and so it blew it off this part of the roof right down onto this part of the roof, and when it did, it drifted right over the supports and was at risk of crushing them. So now that's done, I need to move to the big house and we'll take care of getting as much of the snow off of some of the valleys in that big house as we can. It's more difficult. And as you can sort of see here, there's a big drift on this valley that I need to get taken care of. It's causing a great big ice dam right down there. You can barely see it. It's drifted really high there. That has to come down, but I'll work on that later. So this is what my roof looks like from below. I'll try and get a picture of it from above. But I've got two valleys here that the upper roof falls onto and collects the water and runs down. Unfortunately, it's not heated under that valley because it's the porch, and so it ices up and we get ice dams. And so I'm in the process of using a roof rake to pull as much low off as I can. And then there are two balconies, one that you can barely see. Go up there and I'll crawl out under the roof and I'll shovel as much of the rest of it as I can. So far, it's kept the ice from backing up and pouring down onto the porch, which it did last year, but we'll see how long I can keep this up. So that's what it looks like when it's partially shoveled. So I've raked a bunch of it. I'm going to now go up to the balcony and shovel down from the top. So this is a view of the roof from my balcony, and so I've raked the lower part, the part that I can easily get to. Now what I need to do is climb out onto the roof over the balcony rail and start shoveling snow down to where I can reach it with the roof rake. And for a guy who hates heights, this is a challenge. The good news is there's a ton of snow down below, and the roof underneath this new soft snow, there are some berms of iced snow, so I'm not going to go anywhere even if I slip. But it's still a challenge. You can see the cattle out in the field, and I'm ready to get to work. After I get this shoveled down lower, I'll go out with the roof rake and I'll pull it on down as you saw me doing previously.